Oh. Fact 1. There are no poisonous snakes in Maine. Fact 2. Geico can also help you with renter's insurance. And that's important, because when you rent, the building itself may be insured, but your possessions are not. So Geico can help you make sure you're really covered. For all the details, visit geico.com. No poisonous snakes. On a personal note, I've just decided I'm moving to Maine.
The What's Cooking program, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment program. I'm Paul Stern. That is Jack Roberts. Michael Horn on assignment.
Thank you, Paul. And our buddy Larry Lipson is in Costa Rica. I'm not sure why he went to Costa Rica, but he is living there. He and his lovely wife, Lillian, are living there after a very prestigious career, 50 years with the Daily News here in Los Angeles. Larry, do you miss the United States?
Not a lot, no.
Really? So what do you do? We were just talking, what the heck do you do in Costa Rica? I mean, with all the respect, I mean, you sit around, you look at a girl, you go to the beach, you have a little wine, and then you go to bed. I mean, is there anything else to do down there?
Boy, this has got ugly fast.
Let's put it this way. I worked for all those years, and the first time in my life that I retired. I mean, I've never been retired before, and I love it. I don't have any deadlines. The only one I have is with you guys, and
you sleep through that one.
And I overslept on that one.
That's right. Anyway, welcome, Larry. Good to have you. Say hello to your wife Lillian for us. I said hi to her briefly. So, what's going on in the world of wine in Costa Rica?
Well, I found a Chardonnay that is as good as any that you'll get, especially at that price. It's by Miguel Torres, and we had a Cabernet Sauvignon. This is from Miguel Torres in Chile. You may be familiar with Marimar Torres in the United States. She makes wine. She's from the Torres family from Spain.
Don't believe so.
Famous Torres wines from Spain, and they have an estate in Chile that the brother Miguel Torres runs, and it certainly produces some very nice wine. This one is Santa Dina, that is Santadigna Chardonnay. This is called a Reserve Chardonnay 2008, so it's a couple of years old, and it's crisp and fruity, and it's got good acid and good balance, and I mean it's got all the things you like in a Chardonnay that and it goes well as Chardonnay sometimes won't with food, you know.
How much does it cost? What's the price tag on this?
It's an under $10 wine here.
Okay, so the cheap one. That's good.
About 9 something here.
And of course, if that was to be found here within the United States, it would probably be somewhat less.
Yeah, I would imagine you could find it in the States around the same price.
Oh, really? For the same price?
I would say the same or less. You can look it up.
Okay. So what is it? What is it?
Torres.
What is the true story? Is it manufactured in Costa Rica or is it manufactured here?
No, it's in Chile.
Larry, I hate to ask you the million-dollar question, and this is one that's been asked from many people that have taken, let's say, lighter interest within the world of wine, to kind of define the differences between some of these wines that you're finding on an international level, like Chile, which are generally less expensive than some of the finer wines that we either find here in the United States or in France or in Europe.
Well, that's true. Normally, I understand that some of the wines from Chile may go up in price because they're going to be hard to find because a lot of wine got demolished in the earthquake.
Well, that's again, so people can shop around for wines such as this. What else have you found? Anything?
Yeah, and to answer your question, what has happened is that the new world of wine, so to speak, in Chile, Argentina, but these countries have been making wine for many years, going back into the 1800s, and you know they know how to make wine. On top of that, there are many French and Californians and others that have bought estates in those countries, and there's a sort of a growing spread of technology between all the countries, and they do produce some very good wines. We're going to probably see some coming from Eastern Europe that are going to be better, much better, pretty soon too.
Has wine consumption in the United States increased with some of these lesser expensive wines coming to the front?
I don't know if, I don't know if consumption has increased. I think it has. I really don't look that kind of stuff up today because I'm retired.
Of course, everybody knows about the success of Charles Shaw.
Right, Chuck. $2 Chuck, that's doing well in the States still?
It is. People are still purchasing it, and they're doing it with a certain amount of fondness. So I'm not surprised that other wineries have gotten into this.
No, I have a friend in the
market.
States who swears by it, and he just buys it all the time. His wife won't drink it, but he does.
Very good. Now, anything from another varietal that you care to speak of?
Well, I have a Cabernet that.
Cabernet?
That we got at a restaurant. It's called Misiones Durango, and I really don't know the retail price on it. It would be fairly inexpensive. It wasn't an expensive wine at the restaurant.
That's a rather colorful name. Did the wine equally live up to the name?
Yeah, this is also from Chile.
Mm-hmm.
It's Cabernet Sauvignon. This is a 207. So it's it's got the right amount of age on it. 3 years is usually good to drink a Cabernet with a 3-year-old date on it, and it's spelled Misiones, Misiones Durango, D and then a space and then Rengo. So. It's from the Central Valley in Chile, and it's a I would say a pretty good Cabernet for again probably around $10. There's one here that I've got a Malbec from Argentina, which is the same name as it's an organic wine. I talked about the Cabernet last week, Gozzo, Gozzo. Well, we went back and got the Malbec. It's also organic. I think I would prefer the Cabernet a trifle over the Malbec. The Cabernet seemed to have a little more fruit and was a more rounded wine, but the Malbec is pretty good too for.
Hey, Larry, are you and Lillian getting a nightlife? You and Lillian going out? You're getting a nightlife down there. I appreciate the information about the wine. Our listeners love that, but they want to know what's going on in your life, your personal life. Are you going out to nightclubs? Do you go out at night, or do you stay home and sleep?
No, we go out. We go to restaurants. Last night we went to a little local restaurant, and I had, of all things, a tuna hamburguesa.
Wow, that's great. Larry Lipson, live from Costa Rica. Thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. What's Cooking Today with Mike and Paul.
When was the last time someone offered you a second chance to say